once is luck, twice is skill, and 3 times is mastery. This is actually an old saying we used to have in the pickup community. This is where I actually learned this. Because when I first started gaming, back then, like getting a number, for example, was a big deal, right? So every once in a while, me and my buddies would work up the courage to walk up to a girl and actually get her phone number. And we were able to do it like once that day. That was all we could handle. And we just needed to take a break. We didn't want to keep like pressing our luck, right? And then the better we got, the more we would push. The more we would push our own boundaries and push outside of our own comfort zone, right? And then it got to a point where we started to get pretty proficient at getting girls' numbers. So we would always tell each other, like, okay, we're not going home today, right? We're going to go out there and game, and we're not going home until we get 3 solid number closes in a row, right? So we would literally get out there, and in order for us to feel good about the work we did that day before going home, we would have to do 3 solid number closes where we get the girl's number, and she didn't like deny us of that. And back then, girls would actually deny you of their phone number, because this is before cell phones, right? I mean, these days, girls just give out their number like candy, so it's not a big deal. But back then, when she gave you her phone number, she was giving you her home phone number, right? And back then, these girls were all in their late teens, early 20s, so were we, right? So when these girls would give you their home phone number, I mean, they were giving you their parents' number for the most part, right? Assuming they didn't have their own phone. But a lot of times they were giving you their house number. And so they were a lot more careful about who they gave their number out to. So whenever we'd go out there, we'd always tell ourselves, like, okay, got to do 3 solid number closes in a row. And there were so many times we would get 2 solid ones in a row, like right away, right? We would just get out there, and within the first like half hour, we'd get 2 solid number closes, but then we couldn't get the third, right? It was insane. It was like the universe was punishing us and wanted us to train harder and get better. So a lot of times we'd go out there, we were able to get 2 number closes, but it was always very difficult to get the third, right? And that's where we came up with that expression, once is luck, twice is skill, and 3 times is mastery, you know? And so for some odd reason, we'd always get the first 2 number closes right when we'd get out there, but it was so difficult to get the third. And then we would be out there gaming till like the middle of the night, right? Like starting in the morning, and then we'd be out there until the middle of the night trying to get those 3 solid number closes in a row. And by doing that, we did rack up a whole lot of numbers. Back then, girls used to write their phone numbers on a piece of paper, right? You guys who are Generation X, you remember that. This is before cell phones. Girls would write their phone number on a piece of paper. And I remember I had stacks, like literally stacks of small pieces of paper with girls' phone numbers in them. And as a matter of fact, I think I still have in my storage. It's hilarious. I've just kept them just for, you know, like memory. I have like a whole plastic bag full of just random girls' phone numbers. It's like an entire giant trash bag of phone numbers that I had got during this time when I was really honing my game. Of course, we kept pushing and pushing to see how much more we could get away with. We started doing kiss closes right on the spot. We started taking girls out on Insta dates right out on the spot. And even to this day, I mean, we still live by that expression. Once is luck, twice is skill, 3 times is mastery. When I take students out, I teach them the same principles that I taught myself way back when I was first starting out. And so with kiss closes, it's the same thing, right? I mean, if I'm going out there to train a student, right, I will hold him by those same principles, you know? For me personally, I still do that. I still hold myself to those principles from time to time. I don't do it as much. I mean, I know what I'm capable of. I know I can do it, right? So I don't have to exhaust as much energy as I used to, but I'm a huge student of the game, and I teach my students to be the same. So no matter what you're doing, whether it's pickup or anything, right? Anything that you're trying to become the best at, right? Anything you're trying to become the best at. And I have become one of the best pickup artists in the world, right? Obviously, people are going to debate that, and they're free to challenge me. I'm open to that. But I'm probably one of the longest running pickup artists that you'll ever see out there. I mean, I've been around like even before the mystery days and the book The Game with Neil Strauss. I was around long before those guys, a whole decade before Strauss even wrote that book, right? A whole decade before that, the TV show, The Pickup Artist, even came out. Whatever you are trying to get good at, I want you to live by that, right? Whether you're, trying to become one of the best jugglers in the world, or you're trying to become one of the best magicians in the world, or you're trying to become, one of the best entrepreneurs in the world, right? You want to live by the same motto. Once is luck, twice is skill, 3 times is mastery. If you just do it once, chances are, there was a bit of luck to it, right? There's a bit of luck to it. If you're able to do it twice in a row, that means you've developed skill. If you're able to do it twice in a row consistently, I'm talking consistently, you've now developed a skill, right? You're now skillful in that art form. Again, whatever it is. And if you are able to do it 3 times in a row consistently, now you're a master. You have mastered that art form, right? And, just going back to, my own pickup career, and something I've done my entire life, right? Something I've built a business around, a very successful business around. I attribute a lot of that to just adhering to that principle. Once is luck, twice is skill, 3 times is mastery, And again, when I take students out, if it's a very brand new student, I'm happy if he's just able to get number closes. I'm very, very excited when I'm able to train him to the point, or get him to the point where he's skilled enough to do it at least twice in a row. And then at some point in the future, when he goes off on his own, assuming he continues, he will be able to do it 3 times in a row. A lot of these guys have reported back. They're like, I'm doing it 3 times in a row consistently. It's not a big deal. I feel like I've mastered this part of the game. Like, good. Now move on to kiss closes, right? See if you could get 3 kiss closes in a row when you're out there gaming. And a lot of times these guys will be able to do that as well, and just be able to kind of like replicate my own path of success in pickup and game. And obviously you want to apply it to whatever area, again, that you are trying to master in your own life. So just remember that. Once is luck, twice is skill, 3 times is mastery. There's a buddy of mine. This guy, he's a professional bodybuilder. If you're watching, Tyler, he's a professional bodybuilder. He has a YouTube channel and he's on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, by the way, it's at Matt Cross Official. So I'm on Instagram too, by the way, if you want to follow like my daily just stuff I do every day. Anyway, my buddy Ty, he posted himself jumping onto this table, this table of barbells, which was pretty impressive, right? So he did this little Instagram video where he was totally concentrating, right? Then he went for it and he jumped on it and just barely got on there. And then he jumped off. He was like, whew. And then that was the end of the video. So I commented on his video. I said, hey, once is luck, twice is skill, 3 times is mastery. And so with that said, I'm going to wrap up here. Until next time, this is Matt Cross from Alpha Male Secrets. Do not forget to destroy that like button below. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so that you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel, okay? Very, very important you guys subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed yet, because you are going to learn a ton, right? You're going to learn a ton from this channel. So make sure you're subscribed as well.